Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It is Victoria here. So today we're doing another No Falsies Friday. So I wanted to take the liberty to make this all drugstore products and show you sort of what I've been loving. I'm also using a lot of products from my project pan, just because I really am trying to get those used up. So for primer, I think I'm just going to do my brows after everything, honestly. I don't really feel like doing them right now. But for primer, I'm going to use a mixture of these two. This one is the NYX Primer Oil, and this is the e.l.f. Natural Glow Lotion. This one I'm almost out of. It's not in my project pan, but I just want to finish it up. And then the NYX Primer Oil is great. I think it's supposed to be a dupe for the Smashbox one. I don't know, because I've never tried the Smashbox one, if I'm being completely transparent here. But I'm just starting out with the e.l.f. one. Putting this all over my mug. And then I'll go in with a little bit of the NYX Primer Oil. I find this is really good just because I have such dry skin. And even though I tend to get a little oily throughout the day because my skin is so dry, if I use the primer oil, I find that I don't. I think it's just because I'm keeping my skin hydrated. Even though I do prep it really well with oil and moisturizer and all that, I find this extra layer of primer oil actually really helps. So I love this stuff. It also makes this next product go on a lot smoother. You guys probably know my love for the Becca Under Eye Corrector. I do have the Pixi one too. This is in Brightening Peach. I don't think that they're dupes by any means, but I definitely think that this is a decent product. But this is a good product if you're not looking to spend the money on the Becca one. I do enjoy this. I do need to test it out more though, so I've used it a few times now, but I do like it. For foundation, because I am using things from my project pan, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Stick Foundation. I really do love this foundation. I have the shades F6 and F2 right here. F6 is a bit dark for me right now. I've been liking being tan lately, so I haven't been using this because F2 is the one I have the most of. And it's super light, but I think it matches me a little better now. It might be a little light still, so I add a little bit of F6 in, which I am down to the nubbins on, so I'm just going to add a few swipes of that one here as well, and I'm going to blend that out with my Eco Tools sponge, which is, which is one of my favorite sponges anyway. Some redness peeking through, but oh geez, I spit. There's still some redness peeking through, but I don't really mind that. I'm now going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is also in the project pan, and I'm getting down to the nubbins on her. I do actually have another one. It's just in a different shade. It's the more yellow toned one, but this is the fair eraser treatment one. I think that's the difference between the colors, but this is the more pink toned one. I'm going to set it with some powder. So for my under eyes, it's over here. I'm going to take my number 7 loose powder, and I'm just going to take that on a powder puff. This one just happens to be from L'Oreal. It came with one of the body frostings. And I just take a little bit of that on the edge. This powder is like honestly kind of hella dry, but somehow it still looks good. Oh my god, I can't keep this mirror open for the life of me. Make sure there's no creases under my eyes. And then I go to town just setting that in. I find a powder puff is probably the best technique for setting your under eyes. It just makes them look really good. It really does. It's the only way I can get like any loose powder to work for me, honestly. And I'm just gonna set my eyelids as well. Blend it out up here. You're still a little pink, but you know, Jesus, what can you do? And then for the rest of my face, I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Powder in Warm Light, also in the project pan. And I'm just going to take that on a big fluffy brush. This one's from Real Techniques. It's the B01 brush. And I'm just going to like buff this over a little bit in the where there's that excess powder left. And then I'm just going to press it into the skin a little bit from here. I don't normally go in with a ton of powder, but I guess I am today. And then for brows, I'm just going to use my LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. This one's really nice. I do like it. And then my Maybelline Master Precise Fiber Volumizer in Soft Brown, which is discontinued, and I am heartbroken. So if y'all have a good brow gel that's cheap, let me know. Don't recommend Essence Make Me Brow. It's not that great. It's just okay. It's not the same as this Maybelline one. Because we're not doing anything crazy on the eyes, I'm just going to keep it pretty minimal for the eyebrows. I'm just going to go through with some hair-like strokes up in here. Okay, now I'm just going to go in on the eyes first. So I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Color Icon palette thing in Nude Awakening. This is my favorite one. It's the only one I haven't decluttered, only because I love the color story. The shimmers leave something to be desired. I will be completely honest with you on that. But I like that it's more of a cool tone palette. It really works for me. Anywho, I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics brush. You know, the name rubbed off this one too. This is from the Rose Gold set, but I don't know which one this is. It's like the smaller version of the two fluffy brushes in there. But I'm just going to take the larger transition shade here and then focus that on the outer corner and kind of blow it out. I'm just going to take the deeper transition shade, and I definitely dipped into the black. That was not intentional, but I'm going to take that deeper one. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be a little more careful and precise about it. And I'm just going to continue to blend that and just buff it all out. I'm not going to take any extra product on the brush. I just want it to be really blown out and blended. I'm just going to take this like flat definer brush from Morphe, and I'm going to dip into the black shade in the palette, and I'm just going to stamp kind of a wing, more like a black stub on my eyes, and then I'm going to buff that out with the brush, because I don't really like a wing, but I like a good stub. So like I said, the shimmers in this palette do leave something to be desired. I'm still going to use them today. I'm just kind of to show you what they're like. I'm going to take this more rosy tone right here just on my finger and pat it on the lid. I don't know why I just tapped off my finger. But I'm just going to use this on my lid lightly. They're just a nice little light wash of color. So I don't know how into that you may be or may not be. I'm normally into something a little more sparkly, a little more pow, but I don't think these are a bad option. They're just not my favorite. And then I'm just going to go back in with that definer brush, and I'm going to dip into the, I'm holding too many things here, like the more reddish color here, even though there is some black still on it. And I'm just going to press that on the lower lash line, just at the base of my lashes. I'm just going to go into the deeper transition shade and buff this out. Again, keeping it only on the outer corner. As you can probably tell, I got a little carried away with the smokage over here. So what you can do is you can go back in with your either puff or your sponge or your brush or whatever you want to use, and then a loose powder. I'm just going to go in with that number 7 one again. And I'm just going to bake along the edges just to try and clean it up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm just going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. So I'm just going to take this random brush from BH Cosmetics. I don't really like it. It came with one of their sets, but I use it anyway. And I'm going to take the lightest matte color for my brow bone highlight. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to take the lightest shimmer, which is right here. I'm just going to use that same brush for the sake of doing it. And pop that on the inner corner. Like I said, these shimmers are nothing special, so really I may just have to go in with my face highlight, because I like to have a pretty poppin' inner corner. Brush off the bakage here, and hopefully that fixed it. And then I'm just going to move on to the face real quick. I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. She is on her last leg. I'm going to take that on a JH02 brush and bronze up the face. I've already repressed this, but I don't think I'm very good at repressing, to be honest, so. Alright, cool. And then I'm going to take the color No! So for the record, if y'all were curious what I was screaming about, it's this. I'm going to use my Color Icon blush from Wet n Wild. I think this one's in Rosé Champagne. I don't know. I'm devastated. I'm going to have to clean that up. And my mirror is on the floor now too. But I'm just going to blush up the cheeks now. And then for a highlight, I'm going to take the Maybelline Master Chrome in Rose Gold. This is my favorite of all the Master Chromes, to be frank with you. I'm just going to take that on the Anastasia, what's this called, the A23? Yeah, the A23 brush. It's really good in there. Where'd my brow gel go? I guess it's mascara time, huh? So I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply some L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer and use the Maybelline Lash Sensational. And we should be good from there, and then I will do some lips, so uno momento. My lashes look good today. The Lord hath blessed me. For lips, I'm just going to go in with the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in All Natural Nude. And this is like the best liquid lip formula I've ever tried. I suppose. I use a gloss. This is Curvi from Colourpop. To nude her up a bit. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to set with the Milani Make It Dewy. Do not overset with this. I learned this the hard way the other day. It will make you look oily immediately and it won't dry down all the way, so just fair warning. This is the completed look with all drugstore products. So I hope you enjoyed this No Falsies Friday. I hope you also are enjoying the series. Hopefully we'll get some more color No Falsies looks out soon. But yeah, I'd love it if you would like and subscribe to our channel, obviously, and comment down below if you have any requests for the future or any like color stories that you'd like to see. You can follow us on Instagram at Twintorials. We do post all the time on there. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.